Hi guys, Vanessa here. So today's video is going to be me creating this look right here that I'm wearing on the eyes. It's actually a collab with ColourPop and the Mandalorian, the child. I feel like this is pretty much going around everywhere. I mean, everybody and everywhere you see being obsessed with the child. I have this guy back here in the background. I actually stole it from my kids' room, but yeah. So if you guys would like to see me create this eyeshadow look that I am wearing on the eyes today, then just keep on watching. So here I have the Mandalorian, the child eyeshadow palette by ColourPop. This is what the packaging looks like. The unicorn is super cute. I am a sucker for packaging, and I thought that was really cute, so I did want to show you the unicorn. This guy actually sold out on ColourPop's website, so I had to wait till they restocked, and I purchased it. So I did just barely get this guy in the mail, so I might be a little late on this release, but nevertheless, I wanted to definitely show you guys. So this is what the inside of the palette looks like. Super duper pretty. I will swatch them all for you because I do want you guys to see what they look like on the skin. So we're going to dip into this guy today. So let me just start off with the swatches first before we go in with the actual eye tutorial using this guy. So let me begin. Okay, so here I have swatched some of the shades for you, 6 out of the 9. I will go in and swatch the last 3 in just a sec. The first shade right here, the lightest, it's like a champagne with a little bit of a green twist. I'd say that one is called Precious Cargo. Then we have the green, more of a very brighter green shimmery shade right here with the gold reflect. That one is called Sipping Soup. Then we have this shade right here. It's called Little Frog. This is called Right Hand Mando. Then we have Baby Face, which is like this pretty transition baby green. And then we have this deeper green, more like a, I'd say like that's more like a military green. And that shade's called Float Your Crib. And then here are the last 3 shades of the palette. So we have this transition shade right here. It's called Just Like a Tattoo. Then we have this pretty bronze. We have this pretty bronze shade right here in the center, and that one is called The Force. And then this deeper brown right here called Droid Protocol. So this one I like because it's a pretty transition shade. So I do appreciate that they included a transition shade. So this shade right here I did like because I feel like they did think of adding a neutral transition shade. Even though you have all the greens going on in the palette, I feel like they did a good job adding that as a transition color. So I did already apply my foundation and my brows. I will go over in just a sec of what I actually use on the face today, but to save time I just went ahead and did that to start off with. So to go on with the eyes, I'm going to be using some tape because I think I want more of that structured cat shape. So let's start our eye makeup. So I'm actually of course going to be using this shade right here in the end, and I'm going to be using that as a transition shade. So what I love about ColourPop is that their eyeshadows never seem to fail me. I mean, they're pretty consistent with being very pigmented, and for being affordable, I mean, you just can't beat the price on how well the pigment is in their shadows. ColourPop is like one of my all-time favorite affordable brands. Of course, it's not at the drugstore, but I mean, I still will always like, I mean, as many times as I've ordered from ColourPop, I feel like I've never been disappointed with any of their products. Okay, then I'm going in with the shade Float Your Crib. I'm going to add that to the end, right along the edge where the tape is. Let me apply some powder underneath the eyes because we are dealing with dark shadows like this green shade. I don't want any fallout going underneath and making my under eyes look dark. So that's why I like to apply shadow. I mean, that's why I like to apply powder underneath to catch any fallout. So going back in with Float Your Crib. It's like that pretty olive green. I'm going to go back in with that transition shade just to kind of blend things together. Then I'm going to go with a flat shader brush. This is like the one I always use for my concealer, and I'm going to go in just to add a base. So I'm going to be applying some concealer. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to go in with one more shade. These shadows blend so nicely. And I'm just doing this so that I can intensify the shimmer. As you saw my swatches, these shimmer shades in the palette are already really intense, but I just like it to give it that extra hold power, so I apply my concealer. I'm going to go in with Precious Cargo. I'm applying it with just my finger. That shade though is so pretty. I'm just going back and forth between those two shades, Little Frog and Precious Cargo, just to kind of blend them together so you kind of don't see exactly where they meet, if that makes sense. So that basically you don't see where the two shades end, you know, and they just kind of like blend together seamlessly. So I just go back and forth like so. And then I'm gonna go back in with that deep, like I said, military green color, Float Your Crib, and again run it along the edge of where my tape is. Of course, you don't need tape to do this look. I just want that sharp edge. And then I'll go in with my fluffy brush and go and blend the transition shade once again in the crease. Okay, so I'm going to do the other eye really quick off camera, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I picked up one shade deeper. I have the shade 145 right here, and then 150 over here. You can tell this one's just a little bit more pale. So I feel like with the foundation I'm wearing today with the light 50, this shade I just picked up, I feel like I have the perfect match. So I'm very pleased with this shade because I do love the foundation. So I have used it before. It works fine with bronzer, making it work, that the lighter shade, the 45W, but I did want my true match, so that guy did work out for me. And then I spoke about in my drugstore favorites that I needed a powder suggestion, and that I did remember loving this guy right here in the past, many years ago. So I decided to pick this guy up at Ulta. They sell it at Walmart. They sell it basically anywhere, drugstore. So I picked this guy up, and that's what I used for my powder today, and what I had underneath the eyes while I was applying that shadow. So this guy I really like. For concealer, I went in with I kind of wanted to keep everything affordable on my makeup, on my look for today. So I went in with my e.l.f. Hydro no, the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. And then for my highlight, actually let's go with blush. And then I'm getting excited. For blush, I'm going to go in with my Milani Sunkissed bronzer. Okay, there's a little bit of bronzer. So for highlight, I actually mentioned in my drugstore favorites that I didn't have any favorite highlighters. These are not drugstores, but they're affordable. By ColourPop. They're the Super Shock Cheek highlighters. This is in the shade Wisp. I do already have On the Cusp. I don't know why I didn't include this in my drugstore favorites. I guess just for that reason, because it's affordable, but it's not so accessible as far as being at the drugstore. So, but I'm letting you know these work great. You'll see it on the cheek in just a sec. This is the shade Wisp. I just said that, but wanted to make sure you guys heard. So these work great. They're super pigmented and affordable, just not at the drugstore. I wouldn't say these are the most intense highlighters. So if you're looking like for a super intense highlight, I haven't found one that exactly gives me that effect on the cheek. But you can definitely build up these highlights on the cheek. So as you can see, it's giving me a pretty glow. I will build it up so you can kind of see exactly what I'm talking about when I say you can build it up. So it's natural, but yet, I mean, it's definitely giving you that reflect power. I actually have a tip for you guys. The reason why this highlight looks the way it does, kind of crappy, but I mean, hey, it still works, is because in case, I have a tip here. I don't know where I learned this tip, but in case your highlight actually cracks or falls apart, put it back together in its little pan, and then you put a little bit of alcohol. Rubbing alcohol. You don't want to go overboard, but you put alcohol in the pan and you kind of just smash it and press it down. You can even use like toilet paper, a sheet of toilet paper, and go on top of the highlight. Press down with your finger and run it over and lay it flat. And it basically just compresses and molds the highlighter back into the compact. And then for blush, I'm going in with Shy Pink by Burt's Bees. My favorite drugstore blushes. And then for brows, I wanted to mention to you guys that I used the Brow Lift by e.l.f. I've been loving this brow pencil, so definitely is being used when I did that e.l.f. makeup haul. So that guy is also super duper affordable and it works. So that's what I have on the brows today. Okay, so to finish off the eyes, I just went in with some mascara. I went in with Little Frog underneath the lash line. I smudged it out. And then I put Precious Cargo towards the inner corner of the eye and the bottom of the lash line. And then I'm going to apply some mascara right now underneath the lash line just to kind of finish off the eyes. And then I'll come right back, okay? Okay, so I am back from applying my mascara on the bottom lower lash line. I curled my lashes. I even put on a lip. For my lip, I kept it with the whole ColourPop theme even. I went in with the shade Calypso by ColourPop. This is a super old shade. I'm pretty sure it's still on the website from the last time I was on ColourPop site. But yeah, it's a pretty nice, like, dusty rose pinky shade, kind of. It's looking way more pink on in the tube than on the lips, but super pretty shade. And that's actually a satin lip, so it's not so drying. I don't feel like it strips or feels like super tight on the lips. It's actually super comfortable. So yeah. And then for setting the face, I will go in with my Morphe setting spray. This is again a super affordable setting spray. So that completes today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me use this ColourPop collab. It was super cute. I feel like anytime, you know, you see such a cute packaging, like it kind of just pulls you in and makes you want to buy it. So I'm actually happy because I am a fan. So if you guys enjoyed watching this video, then please give this video a thumbs up, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel because of course there will be more videos like this and others coming your way. Until next time, I love you guys as always. Bye!